What am I thinking of? It's very specific.
Jelly Belly jelly beans. See, but now you are, because I said it.
I mean, I was thinking
right.
about like a blue cartoon penguin for some reason. Is that on the Spindrift logo? Is there a penguin on there?
I don't think there's a penguin on here.
Okay.
There's a penguin in Batman the Animated Series.
Maybe that's what it was.
That's what you were thinking of? He's not
No, I was
very
thinking of a blue like cartoon penguin. And
Like
it's probably a logo for something.
Club penguin? Or maybe the penguin that... Isn't there a penguin that's on like a tuna? No, that's a tuna. What's the... Isn't it... There's a penguin on like a food logo or something, right? Penguin food logo? What am I
Welcome
thinking
back to the
of?
podcast, everybody, where we talk about logos that we think we remember.
It's the logo for the bra company. Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I think I'm crazy. I think you're crazy. Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
What's on the penguin books?
Oh, yeah, penguin.
Do I have one of those?
Well, there is a penguin on the logo, but it's not blue. It's black on an orange background. This is Jump on the Bat-Wagon, where we watch through the entire DC animated universe from start to finish in the controversial air date order, right?
What I'm trying to say is penguins, blue penguins especially, are vaguely jelly bean
To
shaped.
experience the shows the way human beings experience them in the far gone days of the 1990s. Mr. Penguin here has never seen any of the DCAU besides what we've watched so far for this podcast. Whilst I have watched them all a billion times. And in this episode, more than some, because I like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a spoiler for me. That means it's a good one.
Whoops. The episode we're watching this week is called Almost Got Him. And you had guessed in the last episode some sort of...
Pokemon?
No. Yeah, well, it was Pokemon related, I think, toward the end. But it was more like, I have no idea what that is. What could that possibly be kind of a deal. So,
is it like Gotham? Like almost Gotham, but like in a
I would say it does
way?
take place in almost Gotham. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a canyon involved?
No, not to memory, no. But you'll see. You'll see. This episode was produced 46th and aired 35th on Tuesday, November 10th, 1992, originally. We didn't skip any days from the last one, I Am the Night. This aired 4:30 p.m. on Fox Adults. And written by Paul Dini, directed by Eric Radomski, music by Stuart Balcom, and animation by Dong Yang. You ready for it?
I don't know, am I?
I think I don't know either. Are you?
It's really hard to say.
Art! You ready for it? Yeah, we could, if you're listening to this and you haven't watched Almost Got Him before, you should watch Almost Got Him and then come back and listen to us talk about it, because we're going to talk about everything that happened, okay?
Should we wait? What if we wait for them to go, like, get to their homes or wherever, friend's house, to go watch it, and we'll just hang out here until they've watched the episode, and then we can go watch it.
We should wait 22 and a half minutes just here.
Well, I mean, longer than that, unless they have it queued up and then ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Then we can wait just 22 and a half minutes.
So,
or I guess if that was the instance, we could probably just like watch it together or whatever.
The assumption would be that if they're home, they at least... What the hell just exploded?
It was a magnet on a box that I'm playing with.
I just heard it and when you... Oh! Hey, let's stop this stupid shtick that we're doing.
Let's stop this. Let's just go do the thing.
Okay.
Anyone else want to go? Me! There I was, holed up in this quarry. When Batman came nosing around, he was getting closer.
And?
I threw a rock at him.
So, Harvey, what became of the giant penny?
It was a big rock. They actually let him keep it. Whose deal is it?
Mine. I find your middling machinations mildly diverting, but for sheer criminal genius, none surpasses my most recent ornithologically inspired entoilment.
Smaller words, please. You're losing Croc.
What'd you think, Brian? What'd you think?
I laughed at it.
I laughed at it.
Because it was so bad. That's what everyone comes here for, right? I hated it. Batman is the worst.
Whoopsie.
And I'm upset.
We tricked the listener. We've never tricked the listener in any fashion in the past until now. So it was the first time. We almost got him.
No, you said the thing.
Everybody said the thing. You're the only one to not have said the thing so far.
Almost Gotham.
Oh, close. Whoops. Hey, we're back. What happened and almost got him, Brian?
Wait, I'm going to make some noise. Hold on.
Oh. Make some noise.
Oh, actually, it wasn't.
Make some noise for almost got him. Yeah.
Okay, you want me to tell you what happened?
Yeah, I want you to tell me what happened.
As per the order of this podcast?
That's how we do it. You tell me what happened, and I tell you what really happened, okay?
I'm going to tell you what happened. Okay.
All right. And what's up?
The screen comes up, and we are presented. The screen comes up? Yeah,
Screen comes up.
The screen comes up, everybody. Yep.
The drive-in movie theater begins. Almost got him.
Screen comes up from the ground. It's a weird thing. Okay, so we are presented at the big. What is the word for this?
I don't. What? Go.
Anyway, it opens. It happens. The stuff. It starts. The episode starts, and we have a bunch of familiar bad guys' hands, and they're playing some cards, and they're slowly.
You were calling out each one. Oh, is this the Joker? Oh, Penguin? Gray Man.
I couldn't remember, and I still can't remember his name. Killer Croc.
Yes.
Oh!
I still can't. Oh, here it is immediately.
Oh, that felt good.
Oh, really, that was Batman. Spoilers, but yeah.
Was it him the whole time, you think?
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, that's the implication, I think. I've never thought past. When would he?
How is
Poison Ivy comes in and kicks the chair out from under him. Then secretly, Batman grabs him off screen and replaces him when he sits back down. Well, I guess that's possible.
The thing that's like a little bit out of order for me is that can I spoiler here already? I'm about to give a synopsis.
Whatever. Yeah, everyone's watched it, right?
Like we see in the background, Killer Croc, aka Batman.
Yeah.
AKA Bruce, grabs a random person, throws them out of the chair, and takes their chair to reclaim his place at the table.
Yes.
And if you watched the episode, then you would know that every single person in there was a cop. So if this is canon,
he's
Batman
playing up the
walks up, grabs a cop, throws him across the fucking room, and then takes his chair.
There's been a pre-established, it was Montoya or something. It was someone that's like, okay, I'm in on it. I know it's Batman, and I know I know that there's the possibility Batman's going to come throw me out of my chair at some point. Anything could happen.
I guess. Anyway,
anything could happen, such as
what happens. The show is kind of, to be honest, it's kind of like a clip show.
Yeah.
Right, you just get a bunch of
new original clips.
Yes, yeah, and so you get a bunch of the bad guys, the Killer Croc and Poison Ivy and Joker and Two-Face and everybody giving some synopsis about how they'd almost got Batman, which I think basically is killed Batman.
Yeah.
They almost killed Batman.
Almost killed him is a little less Fox Kids friendly, I think. Yeah. This is Fox
it's
Adults.
Pretty entertaining ways.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the I don't know, should we go into what each one was?
What Poison Ivy was first.
We start off with Poison Ivy. She had a pumpkin patch full of exploding pumpkins with poison gas.
Poison gas. Line deliveries.
and I mean, she almost got him. She was foiled at the last minute because Batman like uppercut the crap out of her, and she went flying back. Some lights exploded, and then all the gas and stuff started to happen, and the Batmobile like ran her over, and then she almost got him.
Compared to previous Poison Ivy encounters, this one seems like the least like she almost killed him. Like.
Yeah.
She's the first out the gate. Okay, yeah, I have my perfect story of the one time where I lured Batman to a pumpkin patch and then I walked away. Yeah. And he didn't die. And I almost got him, though. Like, did you? I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe didn't almost got him as much as you thought. Nearly almost got him. Next
Two-Face
up,
was next, yeah.
Next up we have, it is Two-Face.
Yeah.
Which is a lot more elaborate.
He was the second guy to tell a story. Oh,
that's probably not accidental. Two-Face has this elaborate ruse. He's got a gang of the 2-ton gang, which is 4 guys.
Yeah. You remembered the name of the gang.
Oh, I'm so good at this.
With their sunken eyeballs.
With their really weird black surrounded
like twice
eyeballs.
At least. What the hell's wrong with their eyes?
Yeah, I'm like, they're not wearing masks. Those are their eyes. Oh God.
They're wearing really thick eyeliner. Yeah.
Yeah, what was that like mid-2000s really heavy black eyeliner thing?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Maddie. Maddie probably did it. I don't know.
You'd have to ask like Paramore or whatever.
Same thing, right? Yeah. Sorry,
Maddie. I would love an autograph from you as the entire band Paramore.
I believe it too. I'm like, whoa, Paramore. I've been working with Paramore this whole time. Anyway.
You just didn't know. Anyway,
so Two-Face has got Paramore.
So Two-Face basically ties Batman up to a giant penny and has this huge seesaw thing going on where he's going to drop a bunch of gold bricks on one side and flip Batman on this massive coin on the other.
Do you think he weighed those beforehand to make sure they were heavier than the giant penny?
The thing is, gold is very heavy. Gold is much heavier than copper, to be fair, if that penny was actually copper and those gold bricks were actually solid gold. But the reality
that was a
of
drawing, Brian. that was art, actually. That was a piece of paper with squares.
Whoops. Yeah.
Whoops.
Okay.
I could see how you would think it was real gold, but
just talking about cartoon physics, okay?
Whoops. Sorry.
Anyway, yeah, so he's going to drop this gold from like a massive forklift and flip the coin, and if it lands face down, Batman's going to get squashed, and if it lands tails down, it'll just break every bone in his body.
In your body.
So
then
Batman stole his lucky coin, and as
I really
air,
love that line delivery from Two-Face. And where's Mike? Oh no! Like he's so upset. He knows immediately what's going on.
Yeah, which is
this
pretty.
Piece of shit took my coin somehow.
He took my coin and is using it to saw off these ropes. Not where's my coin? Did I drop it somewhere? But no, Batman somehow has it.
As you pointed out, he doesn't go to try to get the coin. He just shoves the gang member out of the forklift. Do it now, you fuck! Come on!
I know. With the distance equally, he's like halfway between the coin and the forklift, and he decides rather than just grabbing the coin from Batman and maybe resecuring the ropes and doing the thing he intended, no, he's just gonna drop like lift the gold,
before he gets out,
drop the gold, and anyway, so Batman, of course, escapes. And 2 of the henchmen get brutally massacred by a flying penny.
It slams into them with such velocity. And he's like, it'll break every bone in Batman's body, who's like trained himself into physical peak. And these 2 fat-ass thugs are running away. He doesn't expect that will just destroy their bodies completely. Every internal organ is ruptured.
Yeah, they would have exploded.
Yeah, but this is Fox Kids.
But it's fine. No, it's not Fox Kids. It's Fox.
You're right, yeah. In Living Color is next.
So then, speaking of next, it was the Penguin who had a bat versus bird thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
And
just in true penguin episode form, this was the segment you were least enthused about. You're just like, oh, he's what was it whenever the hummingbirds are coming in? You're like, oh, he's gonna, okay.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. So basically there's like an aviary or something, and they're like, Batman's lured into a trap, and then
the aviary of doom.
Yes.
Of doom.
Doom.
Which they at least say, like, how corny can you get? Or whatever.
The doom is in quotation marks.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen Frisky Dingo, that means something to you.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Oh, God. Welcome to You Are Doom. Anyway, so the Penguin's like, haha, Batman, you walked right into my trap. Now here, fight 5 hummingbirds. And then it's like a minute and a half of Batman like just doing this same like flaily dance move.
It was
to get
the
away
same
from
like
these
5
hummingbirds.
frames over and over. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't worry, folks. It wasn't that he was just fighting hummingbirds. He was fighting hummingbirds with poison-tipped beaks. Mm-hmm. Boy, howdy.
With frickin' laser beams attached to their heads, essentially.
Pretty much the same thing. Anyway, so Batman's like suffering a little bit, and he pulls out an antidote gun, and the Penguin's like, I knew you were going to pull out an antidote gun, so now here's like an ostrich with a bone on its head that you have to fight too.
He said the name of the bird, but I'd never heard of it before.
I can't remember what it's called.
I don't, yeah.
Oscilloscope.
It's an ostrich with a bone on its head. That's the full scientific name. What's this one, sir? We found a new bird. It's like the ostrich, but it's got a bone on its head. You mean like a dinosaur? No, I don't think so. I think it's new. I think it's happened. It's live right now. Oh, well, we'll call it ostrich with a bone on its head. Sounds good.
Don't you know it? I'm going to Google that right now.
It'll show up
Ostrich
at
with
Wikipedia.
a bone on its head, auto-completed. Thank you, Google.
Oh.
Cassowary.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Someone has looked that up with that. Several people, probably.
I literally typed in ostrich with a bone and then ... on its head came up. I love it. Anyway, I already
forgot.
You can guess. You can guess what's cassowary.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone can guess what happens next. Batman grabs a hummingbird, uses it as a sword or a dagger, I guess is more accurate, and stabs the cassowary in the ankle, and then the Penguin flies the coop.
The way that we had a "that's not how that works" moment where Batman floods the 3-foot radius with one sprinkler, and all of the hummingbirds drop, right. And they're just flapping on the ground. And it reminded me of how the first time I saw this episode as a kid, I wasn't really paying attention to what the Penguin was saying as Batman's fighting these birds. So I'm pretty sure I thought these were robot hummingbirds, because they're so like, this is my target, and then when they get hit with the water, they're just flapping this same motion like they're, little robots that are dying in the water or whatever. And even when Batman goes and stabs the ostrich with a bone on its head in the leg, and
they're all just like flat on the ground.
Yeah, they're still doing that, and then also his stabbing motion is so like forceful. Like, you'd think he would break the hummingbird's face by doing what he did. Totally. It must be a robot hummingbird. No, they're just hummingbirds. They're just really hungry hummingbirds, I guess. hungry hummingbird. Yeah.
Oh my God, this day. Anyway, so that's how Penguin almost got him. And then we switch to Killer Croc.
You forgot
Batman.
Penguin flies away on a helicopter umbrella.
He does.
At the end. Yeah.
So then Killer Croc is like, I got a story about how I almost got him. I hit him. I almost hit him with a rock. And then everyone just like is just staring at him like, oh yeah, good for you, buddy. And then we round it out with the Joker, right?
Yes.
Missing anybody?
I don't think so. I think that's it. Yeah.
And the Joker has a pretty elaborate. He's got a pretty elaborate fight scene or plan, and basically he's taken over a TV studio.
That's 95% black and white.
It's not. That's not.
The camera goes into the TV as if it's okay. Now we're in the show, and it's in black and white. But clearly, instead of animating this in color and then desaturating it, which probably would have cost more money for production, they just here's the color palette in black and white. But sometimes they forget to do that, and Batman's belt or boot or something will be colored.
Yeah, I know. The very first thing I saw was that his belt. Like, there's just a big
obvious,
yellow belt in the upper corner, and you're just like, wow, it's the brightest thing on screen, and it's the only thing in color. And then I just couldn't help, like, oh, his belt's in blue. Oh, his shoulders in blue. Oh, between the lightning flashes, you could see all these different blue things.
Yeah.
So they didn't bother to black and white those either. Anyway, so Joker.
Probably the only like bad thing about the animation in this was that, I would say, like, there wasn't really anything that stuck out like that, but yeah, we'll get to
so
that.
it was really
I'm
fun to jump
jumping
on
ahead.
that, but we'll get onto that. So Joker's taking over a TV studio, and he's basically hooked up Batman to a like electric chair that, like, you know, if
The
you laugh,
laugh-o-meter.
it goes shock, and the more you laugh, the more shock it go.
It do.
And it do. And then he like unleashes some laughing gas, and Batman's like getting actively fried. Oh, Harley Quinn is there. It's probably important to say that. And
The first time since no. Is this the first Harley Quinn since the first episode she was in? Or have we had her more than once before this?
I was trying to remember that. And I'm like, at first it felt, because it's been so long, I'm like, is this the first time we've seen her? But I had the vague recollection that we'd seen her before, but I couldn't really place it.
Because
I think
we've
she
had
might have also
several-
been in his prison scene, like one of those, someone was like, oh, we got all these bad people here. Like,
Maybe, but I think, I mean, she was definitely in Joker's favor. That was the first one she was in, but then I think after that it's just been like Joker by himself or Joker with the mayor's kid, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't think anyway. Doesn't matter, but yeah.
So Batman's getting like literally electrocuted to death. And then Catwoman comes in and basically saves the day, beats up Harley Quinn, kind of accidentally free Batman. Batman manages to free himself.
Yeah.
And then some stuff happens, and it turns out that Harley Quinn actually gets Catwoman and captures Catwoman, and then, you know, the Joker's like, well, that's how you actually, you know, there's more than one way to get a bat, or whatever he said.
Yeah.
And we find
You
out
can
that
go to the store and buy a baseball bat if you want to.
Yeah.
That's the second way to do it. Those are the two ways.
And so we find out that Catwoman is going to be turned into cat food, but that's when Batman's like, ta-da, check it out, I'm Batman, not actually Killer Croc.
Ta-da, he says.
Basically. And then every cop in the building who's just been
cop in the
playing
city,
bad guy
probably.
this whole time. Oh, yeah. Every cop in the city. Every person
there's
in the
no
building
crime
is a cop.
going on anywhere else.
Yeah. And there's like a 4-minute sequence of guns just cocking. And
It's the same gun sound effect over. Yeah.
yeah. I hope that's your outro sound for this episode. Just that little bit of music and the like. It's probably literally like 15 seconds of gun clicking sounds.
Yeah.
The
When
pull
you
out
just
your gun
hear it,
sound,
yeah.
which
Yeah.
like
Gunfoley5.mp3 is what they use. Repeatedly.
You're not getting out of this one. Maybe. But I'm not bad with traps myself.
oh god, where am I? Okay, well, basically
Saves
Batman
Catwoman.
now's figured out where Catwoman is, and so he can get out of the costume and then go save her. And there's kind of a humorous end to the episode where Harley Quinn is gonna shred up Catwoman and is like, "You can't save both of us, Batman." And then he grabs Harley Quinn and just like turns off the power to the building.
It's just
to
right
her.
next to him, yeah.
And that's the end. So this is like the longest description I've ever given. Do you want to read
It
the
is.
official
It's a very,
synopsis?
very long description, but we were talking between it. Yeah, the official synopsis from Warner Brothers is as follows. While hiding out from the police, a group of Batman's deadliest enemies, the Joker, the Penguin, Two-Face, Poison Ivy, and Killer Croc, gather at the criminals-only Stacked Deck Club to play cards and swap stories about their mutual nemesis. I like criminals only. Like, have you committed a crime? You can't come in here. You got to get into the salty spittoon.
I jaywalked to get over here.
Welcome to the Stacked Deck. How much crime have you done? Loads of crime. I don't believe you.
With no milk in it.
Yeah, without any milk. Each one has an almost got 'em story when it comes to trying to do in Batman. Poison Ivy's attempt with poison pumpkins, Two-Face's giant penny, Penguin's killer birds, even the big rock Croc tossed at him. However, the Joker's Tonight Show-style electrocution puts the others to shame. In fact, if it weren't for the timely intervention of Catwoman, the Joker really would have ended the Dark Knight's career. Still, he admits he did manage to put one over on Batman by spiriting Catwoman away, unseen during the confusion. That's just what Batman, who has been there all the time disguised as Croc, needs to hear. After taking care of the surprised crooks, Batman races off to confront the Joker's girl, Harley Quinn, who has orders to kill Catwoman if the Joker doesn't return. Catwoman is saved, and even she has an almost got him story to add by the episode's end. Yeah, that's literally everything that happens. You couldn't have said more.
Oh my God. Yeah. Wow.
So what was your actual you got the right laughs out of the I threw a rock at him. It was a big rock. That moment, like you were laughing at that. It was good.
Yeah.
But then when Batman reveals, or I was Killer Croc the whole time. He throws Joker across the room, and then the lampshade goes over Croc's face to reveal a Batman silhouette, and then comes back. And it's Killer Croc still, and you just went like, "Wait, what?" or something. Like you were not impressed.
No, I was not impressed.
Because of the physics of that, or because of just the moment itself, or what?
Oh my God! Like I get that you have to it's like kind of a kids show or whatever, even though it's not on Fox Kids. I get it. I get that you got to make it a little bit easier for people, but if you're gonna do that. Just make it a full reveal, and the lamp swings, and we have it unveils the silhouette of Batman, and then it comes back and it's Batman in the light. But no. The lamp swings, and in the shadow of it, we have the revealed kind of a silhouette of Batman, and then the light comes back, and he's still Killer Croc, and it's just like that. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Paul D, we have to have words.
Paul Dini, who storyboarded this episode. Brian, I'll say I understand your dislike for this moment. You're wrong, but
I'd say that might be the worst moment of the episode for me.
Okay, well, I think we're ending the podcast early today. No.
Okay, bye guys.
The one thing I will say is that analyzing that shot from an animation perspective is it could have been a little cleaner, I think, as it's wiping across or whatever, because it doesn't just it's not just a maybe if you did it today it would be a different layer that you're masking out and in it's cropping the lower layer of Killer Croc away and then returning, but the way it's animated is each frame is revealing more. It's like a new drawing. Now there's slightly more Killer Croc face. Now there's slightly more. And as it does that, the face is kind of morphing to the edges of the Batman silhouette. So as the lamp, here's Batman, and then it comes back into the light, and Killer Croc's face goes into the shape of the Batman head for just a second as it's moving. And it's kind of weird, but so it's also really cool.
As the first time, I haven't seen this multiple times. I wasn't aware that it was coming.
Yeah.
The effect worked.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that gets me is that they're I think I expect things out of the universe, right? So this is the Batman world that I'm presented.
Yeah.
And when you do something like that, artistic as it may be, and I super appreciate that, without having a universe that something like that is like without having that same level of fantastical things spread out through different episodes.
Sure.
Like it's just too jarring for me.
Yeah.
If
okay,
it was
I
like
can
if
see,
you had that level of even like a few times in each episode, something that like I'd be like, oh, I can expect this, like this zany thing that they do, and that's like really neat. Because again, it is a neat effect. I liked it. I didn't see the even the sloppiness of it that you did. But like I hate it because it's just why'd you take 1 second
it's like
to make
one of
something
those,
so awkward?
It's kind of like that the poster for Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, where it's like kid Anakin walking away in the foreground, but his shadow on the building behind him is Darth Vader. Mm-hmm. It's like that, like, oh, it's symbolic, it's art, and it's just but it's just like happening in real life. So my understanding, the way I've always like interpreted this shot is like it's for the audience. It's not for like the villains at the table are not literally seeing Batman's head shape as it goes, but I can see why like it could be interpreted that way as like, because then they all immediately point their guns at him like, oh, you've been Batman the whole time, when clearly they've just figured this out because he starts talking in Batman's voice and throws Joker across the room and stuff. But
right.
But yeah,
and again, I figured it was more for like to give people who didn't catch the voice.
Yeah.
Like again, I understand it, but
and he doesn't like take off his Killer Croc face or something.
No,
I think
that's
that probably
like,
would have been sillier.
Like he could have like in that moment, rather than having that thing, like I would have loved if that effect went into like the light was coming up, he like reaches across and like grabs the Killer Croc mask, which like, by the way, like we need to talk to Bruce Wayne's like costume designer or whatever, because like apparently he's really good at this stuff.
It's lifelike. It's incredible.
But like if that light came up at the time that like Batman's reaching across and he like pulls back the mask with the light coming up, like I would have been sold.
Well, so we've had you say that there's not fantastical stuff like this, but we've had several scenes where like there was some episode where the camera's going up the side of a building and you see Bruce Wayne like running up flights of stairs, and after just one floor, now he's running up the stairs as Batman. Or like
we talked about that.
Yeah, but like there's stuff like that will happen where it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Like he did a cool thing. It's not
I think like with that one specifically, and I'm having a hard time remembering, of course, all about it. Was a while ago, the idea that like, oh yeah, it was like, oh yeah, I guess he just like had breakaway. I think we maybe said something like breakaway,
right.
You know, Bruce Wayne clothing or whatever. You can kind of excuse it away, and so I don't feel like I get hung up on it. Where this is like Killer Croc, Batman, Killer Croc. No,
which is worse, this Killer Croc stuff or Robin on Bruce Wayne stilts? Do you recall what I'm talking about?
Oh, I do.
You have this look on your face
an
like
internal dilemma. Worse.
I think the stilts are worse. I think worse in execution. I think it would have been worse in this episode, and we'll never know because it's not going to be reanimated or anything. But if Batman had maybe what you're talking about, where he takes it off in the shadow, and then when light comes back, he's Batman or something. But if he had just like, I don't think so, at the table and pulled off a Killer Croc face, and then he's just Killer Croc from the neck down, but Batman head, like that would look so stupid. I feel like. I mean, and also he would have to assume that he can fit his Batman ears like inside. It's probably just Bruce Wayne inside a Killer Croc outfit, and therefore he can't take it off because the police are there. So
then what's your explanation for how this happens?
It's art. It's a shadow. It doesn't mean to make sense. Fuck you, Brian.
But like, what other level of art do they do this with?
I don't know.
Where else have we even seen something like this? This level of like.
I'm sure there
kind of
then in Two-Face Part 1, he's in a psychiatry office and the lightning flashes and you see Two-Face's face on his face for a second. There's that.
Yeah,
I think that's about the same level. Yeah. There's probably at least one other example. I don't know.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, if that was a thing that happened regularly in a show, I'd be like, cool, this is what they do to, like, and maybe they will. But, like, to me, it's very jarring.
Sure. They're still figuring the show out, I think, at this point.
Probably. I
mean, they've produced 46 episodes.
This is the hill I'm dying on, y'all.
Apparently,
come up and have some tea if you want.
Is there anything else from this episode you'd like to discuss?
I'd like to discuss just about all of it. I mean, it was awesome. It was an awesome episode.
Yeah, it is a good. It's one of the best. The giant penny will continue to be like in the Batcave after this, in the background a lot.
Batman took the giant penny.
Yeah, it was in the middle. It gets a little bit lost in this episode's dialogue, but Killer Croc said, "I threw a rock at him," and then everyone's staring at him, and then Poison Ivy goes like, "So Harvey, what became of the giant penny?" And then it was a big rock. And while you're laughing, then Two-Face is like, they actually let him keep it or whatever. So yeah, it's in there. They mention it.
Yeah, I think I might have been laughing over that. Yeah, because I really like that delivery of.
Yeah, it's good. That's it. This episode has so many, I guess, like iconic moments that it's well known and all this stuff.
I actually really want to rewatch it with the commentary on, because on the DVD there's one of those little like microphone icons, and I want to see what they're saying. I want to see. I know, I feel like we'll be talking about it later, but I'd love to hear what they have to say about like the black and white, not black and white thing.
They probably mention it. Yeah, well, most of the audio commentaries are recorded. Most of the commentaries are recorded like decades later. So it's possible that it has like spoilers for other stuff in it that they just like, oh, this is like when we did this thing or whatever. So if we ever do listen to the commentaries, we should wait till like we're done with everything else, probably.
Or maybe I'll try to, I don't know if you can find the commentary somewhere.
I'll tell you which parts to go la 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 for.
I'll just avoid it, I guess. That's fine.
Yeah, the animation's really good. You asked about Batman's cowl shape or whatever. You pointed out that
his
he had
nose
more of
is very like where it was a straight line previously. Now it's got this like he's got a long pointy hook nose,
like a beak kind of a deal going on.
Yeah, he's got a hawk beak.
Yeah. So we had talked to Dan Reba about this on not specifically this episode, but just a handful of episodes. I think it's this Dong Yang company animation will draw him more like that, and there seems to be it was basically that every animation company was interpreting the Batman model sheet slightly differently. So they I think it was either after this episode or another Dong Yang episode where it was very pronounced pointy beak mask, that they said like, okay, we need to tighten up the Batman model sheet and like re-deliver it out to everybody. Like, he looks like this, please draw him like this or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So so it's in this, like, I don't know, front half of the series, there's a lot of different like, especially, last I Am the Night, every character is much more detailed than you'd normally see them and stuff like that. There's not as consistent of a style. There's more of just like, we're this animation company and we draw like this or whatever.
Okay.
And it'll get better, I guess.
All right.
But yeah, it was funny that you noticed that, because I definitely notice it every time, but I don't. It's just in my brain as like, yep, that's what he looks like this time, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty weird to me, because like I saw it and was kind of like, wait, that's not like that. It just felt wrong, and I'm like, why is this off? And then I just kept paying more and more attention to it, and then I'm like, bats don't have beaks. Do they know that he's not a raptor? Like,
he's not a Birdman. Harvey Birdman. What did you think of the music? You got a lot of jazz in the poker club.
Yeah, it was slick.
Yeah, good stuff.
It was one of those ones that like the music. Like the story was catching enough, and the music wasn't bad enough for me to notice. So it just kind of like set the mood, and I do hate that. Like I hate stuff that's like when something becomes a thankless job because you did too good of a job at your job.
Right. Yeah.
And so like there was bits
I didn't even notice
specifically that like, oh, the music's cool, and like the lead and like all the jazz club stuff was really neat. But for the rest of it, like I couldn't tell you. It was probably cinematically Batman-ish. I don't know. I remember there was kind of different music on the like the TV set thing for the Joker.
Yeah,
as
I was
well,
gonna say in the You Killed Captain Clown episode on the taco barge. Whenever we were talking about the music in that episode being very like striking, where it would just like back and forth. The like happy-go-lucky part of that is reused here on the talk show. It's being played like by a jazz orchestra, yeah, with the big band, yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't
It basically
know.
becomes like the Joker theme. So yeah.
Oh
So
wow,
that was
that's
fun.
awesome.
I didn't recognize any other specific like character themes throughout, but it's always been weird to me that during the Poison Ivy segment, there's barely any music. Like the Batmobile is like chasing her down, gonna like run her over and kill her, and there's just no music. There's just sound effects. It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
that scene felt a little bit. It felt a little bit empty. Like there wasn't
Yeah.
a whole lot of. I mean, I know it was like kind of like dark, kind of foggy night sort of thing. There wasn't much to see, but it was just kind of like it was kind of awkwardly paced, and even the like. Poison Ivy's running, and probably because of the music, Poison Ivy's like running away from the Batmobile going about 5.5 miles an hour. And then she's like kind of awkwardly like Looney Tunes style climbing this telephone pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just like that was kind of an awkward one.
What was Batman intending to do? Just like, fuck you, I'm going to murder you and run you over with my car. He tries to kill
know.
everybody. That's the time that Batman almost got all of these bad guys. He almost crushed the 2-ton gang with a giant penny.
So then I'm hoping the next episode is going to be like Robin and Alfred and Bruce and... I don't know who else.
Talking
Selena
about
Kyle probably like sitting around a poker tip.
Yeah. And that's the time I almost murdered the Joker. It's every time. I want to strangle his stupid tiny neck. Mark Hamill did a particularly good job in this episode, I think.
He was great.
He didn't have some of the like kooky one-liners. Like he had one-liners, but they weren't as like. And here's the Joker joke, as they were in the Hugo Strange episode, where he's just popping them off. Yeah, it was more subtle,
more solid.
Yeah,
the whole way through.
Yeah.
The writing was better, and same with Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I mean Paul Dini written episodes are always some of the top. He wrote Heart of Ice, which is at your number one, and he just I don't know. He has a very good grasp of the characters and what. Like Penguin's very like Shakespearean attention to detail and all this stuff, and just them making fun of him. It was smaller words, Ozzy. Come on, or whatever.
Yeah, I thought that was really clever, and again, just a good way to really diversify, especially between like having the Penguin and Killer Croc, of having like this like monosyllabic fool.
The weird thing
the
is
guy
like
very Shakespearean.
Killer Croc. In his first episode, Vendetta, where he's like, I'm Harvey Bullock. Don't you recognize me? Like I'm dressed as Harvey Bullock, and you don't know that it's Killer Croc in a trench coat.
Yeah, he was a lot more verbose.
Yeah, he's very evil. He's very mad. He's very like he has a vendetta. And then in this, he's just, I'm stupid as shit. But then when you find out that it's Batman, it's almost better that he's just been playing Killer Croc as this fucking idiot.
That's a really fair point, actually.
And none of the other villains catch on. They're like, yep, that's Croc. He's a fucking idiot. You're right,
wow,
Batman.
that's a good point.
So that's always been funny to me. That when you find out it's Batman, and then Batman's recalling an event where either Killer Croc threw a rock at him, or he made up the Killer Croc's entire like understanding of what killing Batman would be to throw a rock at him.
Oh my god! I
guess
love that.
It continues to call into question when he replaced Killer Croc, but I'm pretty sure he's been in the whole time.
Can you guys do a video about that on the Watchtower?
Well, now, yeah. Let's talk about the cast. We have Kevin Conroy as Batman, Adrienne Barbeau as Catwoman. I don't think there's any new people in this. Mark Hamill as the Joker, Aaron Kincaid as Killer Croc, Richard Mole as Two-Face, Diane Pershing as Poison Ivy, Arlene Sorkin as Harley Quinn, and Paul Williams as the Penguin. We had a handful of other characters appear, like Commissioner Gordon and Harvey Bullock, but they didn't say anything. And a stupid delay on this button.
I know.
We didn't have
I love
any,
you still did it for that like 1 second, which if you haven't heard the full song,
you got to stick around for episodes where he talks. Yeah, and we didn't have any like Summer Gleason, some lady, anything like that. But
no,
nothing. It didn't feel weird. It was cool to have all these guys interacting, I think. Instead of their own individual episodes.
It's also weird in a way to like have them be like buddy. So I guess it's the whole like the enemy of my enemy is my friend situation.
Sure.
But
you had Two-Face, Penguin, and Joker go to Hugo Strange's island or whatever to be like, we'll buy the Bruce Wayne tape that says Bruce Wayne on it, but we can't see that for some reason. And then, but in this one, I mean, they also just, I feel like Killer Croc, you said when he says I threw a rock at him and everyone's staring, you said, everybody's got that one friend or something like that. And I feel like definitely in this group that is Killer Croc, where he's just like, we're buddies, right? I'm part of the friend group. Like, I'm part of this villain club that we're in. Man,
I just never knew I was Killer Croc in real life.
No, I think you're... who's the oldest?
Ooh. Have you guys, I'm just giving you all the ideas.
Ages for all these characters.
Yeah.
No, we know we've done a video that has Two-Face's age. I'm pretty sure he's like he's very close to Bruce Wayne's age, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But either way, what was I going to say? Poison Ivy and Two-Face interacting obviously was not super great because I don't know if they said it, but did you remember how Poison Ivy's first episode, she's like dating Harvey Dent and trying to kill him and stuff?
No, I didn't remember.
Okay, because as soon as she's like, they're all, half of me wants to strangle you.
Yeah.
And what does the other half want to hit you with a truck? Yeah. And then, we used to date.
That was one of my favorite lines, actually. 'Cause it's just it's such a good setup and delivery.
Yeah.
I mean, not.
And then he's drinking half and half, or he's putting half and half.
Yeah, he's
in his
yeah. Oh my god! And of course, Joker makes like a second place joke at him. And
yeah. There's a lot of that. I think I have some of that in Tribs. There's a lot of just good like sight gags in this. Oh. There's all the stuff with Joker like whipping out the extra ace and stuff like that, or Killer Croc / Batman throwing the guy in the background while it's not like the focus of the shot. Yeah.
It's
good
very
stuff.
I guess like this is maybe not this is not gonna be super appreciated, but it's very like Wes Anderson to me. Or like Airplane, whoever directed Airplane.
Yeah, okay.
You know, just for that, like, there's always something kind of going on.
Yeah. There's all these like you got to catch what's going on in the background kind of stuff. Yeah. Let's do some Tribs because there's a few of them. This marks the second time that Batman disguises himself in order to trick his enemies into giving him information. The first time was in the Cape and Cowl conspiracy, where he impersonated Vaclav Yotsik to get Josiah Wormwood to reveal where he was hiding a collection of bearer bonds. Do you recall this?
I sure do.
The Saw theme song playing. This is also the second episode to show Batman bleeding following On Leather Wings. I don't remember where he bled in this episode, though.
From the bird, right?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't recall.
The ostrich with a bone on its head?
Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it.
Wait. Was that it?
I don't know. I can't think of any other moment where he's bleeding or could be bleeding. I don't know. We just watched it. I don't remember. I don't think. Anyway. Two-Face's story is based on an original death trap from the comics where both Batman and Robin were tied to the penny that was catapulted onto spikes. In the comics, they used the radios in their belts to create a negative magnetic field to repel the spikes and cause them to land good side up, snapping the ropes and defeating Two-Face. By comparison, the solution in the animated version is much more plausible.
Yep.
Yeah. Harvey Dent / Two-Face uses the two motif throughout the episode. Every time his hand is seen, he has two deuces and two face cards, a pun on his name. He also has a 4 card in one shot, 2 times 2. He applies half and half cream to his coffee. His story is second in the anthology. He wields 2 22 caliber handguns at the end. The Joker snubs Dent by saying he's seeing double and will always come in second. Yeah. Yep. I think we caught most of those. I didn't catch the guns because I don't know guns, but, you know, that's
That'd be
cool.
a very interesting gun to...
Yeah.
That's a very, 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 very small caliber. It's like basically like if you make a BB, oh boy.
A helicopter plane in the background.
Lawnmower.
Oh, nice. Whatever.
Okay.
The Joker cracks a joke at Poison Ivy about her use of exploding pumpkins. Ironically, the Joker's voice actor Mark Hamill would go on to voice the Hobgoblin, a supervillain who utilizes exploding pumpkin bombs in the 1994 Spider-Man animated series.
I had that vague recollection because it wasn't just exploding pumpkins, they were jack-o'-lanterns, which is also what Hobgoblin throws, right?
Yeah, little fiery.
I feel like maybe there was a time where it was just like pumpkins, but I might just be projecting that.
Paul Dini had originally written that instead of exploding pumpkins, Poison Ivy instead set Christmas trees on fire to protest to them being chopped for the holidays. According to Dini on the commentary, broadcast standards and practices had him change it. I don't know. That's a strange thing for them to be up in arms about, I guess.
You know, quick aside, that was the first time I think I saw Poison Ivy just like trying to kill Batman because like she wanted to be a jerk.
Yeah, she didn't have some nature-related thing going on,
Yeah.
Or the thing that you could get behind.
Right.
Oh, yeah, billionaires. Fuck them. And, yeah, you're destroying the forest. You're right. you destroyed a extinct plant, or you made a plant extinct by building a prison. You're right. Yeah, go Poison Ivy. This time was just, oh, it's Halloween and fuck you, Batman. The end.
How many pumpkins are killed?
Yeah, that is a little weird that she would defile a pumpkin and then also explode it several times, but, you know, whatever. The Pussykins Cat Food Factory is a reference to a scene in the Looney Tunes short Claws on the Leash. Sylvester the cat is shown eating Pussykins cat food and then holds up a sign, ask for it by name, and starts ad-libbing a jingle for it. Pussykins cat food tastes real good, satisfies cats like cat food should, hardens their muscles, softens their fur. Pussykins cat food makes them purr. I don't know the tune, so I'm not going to sing it.
That was ad-libbed?
I guess. No, I mean, maybe the character is supposed to be ad-libbing and not the Chuck Jones or whoever the fuck.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. On January 25th, 2017, Cryptozoic released a card game based on this episode. It is called Batman the Animated Series Almost Got Him card game. It is in the background right there. I'm pointing at it for the listener to see. Every villain in this episode has appeared in a live-action film. The Joker in Batman 1966, 89, Dark Knight 2008, Suicide Squad and Joker, Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad Birds of Prey and the Suicide Squad, Poison Ivy in Batman and Robin, Penguin in Batman Returns and The Batman, Two-Face in Batman Forever and The Dark Knight, as well as appearing as Harvey Dent in Batman 89, and Killer Croc in 2016 Suicide Squad. And that's all the trivs I got. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good trivs.
Good trivs. Decent trivs.
Decent trivs.
I think we should do a Batman's usefulness for this episode. What do you say? It's an interesting one to decipher because he was there the whole time, but nobody knew it.
He also had there's like the usefulness of like the full episode, but also like the sub episodes.
Yeah, because he fucking sucked in most of the most of the little vignettes because they. Yeah. I mean, I guess
they almost got him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he escaped every one of them. But he was very like inept to be captured in the first place, and like birds were attacking him. Like, come on,
yeah,
this is not great.
So it's gonna be a lower score for me.
Okay, I'm going to give him 6 because theoretically he would have arranged the whole police disguise thing that's going on the whole time. So he's using his smarts to figure out where Catwoman is and all this stuff. Also, why would the police, the entire fucking police station? I'm using the F word a lot this episode. I'm sorry, listener.
It's a good episode.
Why would the entire police station basically be like, oh, the Joker has kidnapped known criminal Catwoman? We will all help you. Why did they do that? Batman comes running into the station. Gordon, listen, this sexy lady that likes to kiss me, she's in the, I don't know what happened. The Joker kidnapped her and she's somewhere. Okay, we'll get every cop in the entire county to come sit in this bar. It's a little
for how many hours?
Yeah, as they're all weaving their tails. They also have to like arrive there before the bad guys get there. Probably. Yeah. Anyway, 6 robot hummingbirds out of 10.
Okay.
That weren't actually robots.
I'm gonna yeah, because like I feel like his usefulness was like purely administrative on this. So I think I'm gonna give him 4 Killer Crocs flashing into a Batman silhouette and then back to Killer Croc.
Back to Killer Croc. Okay. I can guarantee you that never happens again, so you can't reuse that. Books are hip hop.
Ooh, this is pretty hip hop.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. Top 10? You put it on the top 10?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No question.
Are you?
Yeah, for sure. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put it because I feel like it's pretty high up there, but I don't know. Like, I have to compare it to. This was a very. I think the tone of this episode is indicative of what will be considered to be some of the better episodes going forward.
No, don't. You can't think of that though. This is like, where does this fall? I'm
telling this to you as like, as just to expect like the quality of this episode is the new like kind of standard or whatever. Okay. But there's still going to be some dumb clucks throughout, but you'll see. But yeah, I'm just trying to compare this to the likes of like Beware the Grey Ghost, such a dramatic story of a man's struggles and RC cars everywhere, and I don't know. I think I probably will put it above Beware the Grey Ghost and Eternal Youth and all that stuff. So my top 10 in reverse for the listeners' sake, if you're listening for the first time and been following along, is Joker's Favor, I Am the Night, Dreams in Darkness, Perchance to Dream, Eternal Youth, Beware the Grey Ghost, Heart of Ice, Two-Face Part 1, Feet of Clay Part 2, On Leather Wings at number 1. I think I'm going to put this at number 5, right below Heart of Ice, above Beware the Grey Ghost. Almost Gotham.
Nice.
Yeah. So goodbye, Joker's Favor. Pretty good episode, but see, now I'm starting to kick off ones that I actually consider good episodes. Before I was like, yeah, well, we have a top 10, I guess, and I have to get rid of something.
It is the nature of the beast.
What's your reverse top 10? Starting with an episode that doesn't exist.
Yeah. My 10 to 1, starting with an episode that doesn't exist, is Dreamscape, Perchance to Dream, The Strange Secret of Bruce. That's so hard to read.
Your thing says the strange secretion of Bruce Robin Wayne that you have to remember what it
I don't
actually
remember the
is.
joke.
We agreed so long ago to change these to the real titles so we wouldn't flub it, and you're like, half of your list is still this.
I know. Nothing to fear. Beware of /the/Grey Ghost/Ghost. Pav! Exclamation point. Pretty Poison, Joker's Favor, Feet of Clay Part 2, and Heart of Ice. And I am maybe going to shock and amaze you. I am putting this at my number 3.
Damn.
Would you even believe it?
I'm glad this worked out. It always worries me when we get to these episodes that like, you know, we had cat scratch fever was terrible, and it was just like a one of those like, why are we doing this kind of episodes? This sucks. I hate this. But then we finally have something like this that's like such a bright light in the darkness. It's like oh, thank God. And I'm glad that, because I'm worried when we get to these sometimes that you like just won't like them. And I feel like that there's something to be said about that when we have a disagreement. Like, I don't think we've really, besides on Leather Wings, we haven't really like had a hardcore disagreement. Had a hardcore disagreement on any of these. There's just been like okay, well, I liked it a little more than you or whatever, which is good for the podcast because we're not just like, shit, are we gonna yell at each other every time? But
or we're just gonna say the exact same thing. Yeah, no, I it's funny because I'm looking at like Heart of Ice and Feet of Clay, which I remember like very fondly and I really appreciate.
Yeah.
But like it's funny because like I loved Heart of Ice and Feet of Clay Part 2 so much because of like the heart behind it and the storyline, and it was like really dramatic and all that good stuff. And this was like not a very dramatic episode, but it was just so entertaining. And funny, and that's why it's like way up the list for me, which is I think a little surprising, but yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah,
obviously.
you've been afraid. Yeah, you've been afraid to change your top like 5 a lot of the time. But
this one made it easy.
It made it easy. Yeah, it did. And I'm sure the listener is happy to hear it. We don't go to the future this time for Yoppie Mail because we're here in the future right now. Here it is.
Oh my God! Let's go to the future. Oh, wrong song.
Yeah.
That yacht had one small extra yacht put it over.
Let's go to the future now. It's time to go to the future. Wow, it's here in the future now. Future! Yup.
You know, I have to expect you to do a cat food.
Meow. Why? Oh, like the Pussykins cat.
There you go.
Food. Hey. All right.
Give me some mail, Jim Jam.
Okay, I will. As soon as my phone decides that my face is my face, and it has. We got an email back from Zenith Bank PLC, Jim Ovia. He had asked for our address so he could send us the 2.5 million ATM MasterCard.
As
you remember
our
this.
previous episode's mail segment.
Yes, and so I had emailed him back. Thank you so much. My address is 1749 Fidget Spinner Drive, Big Bus, Oregon 9 ******. Cheers, Jim Jam and Brother Broderick. He replied within minutes of us finishing the end of the episode. Attention! I want you to know that I received your mail and content well noted. I want you to know that you will receive your ATM card within 48 hours. We received your current home address and phone number to enable us to know the courier cost to your address for security reasons. Then he leaves spaces for full name, address, phone number, occupation, and ID card. I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to put for ID card. Am waiting to hear from you now. Regard, S, Mr. Jim Ovia. I'm not really. I had already told him most of this information last time, so I don't know. I guess I'll go ahead and do so. Jim, Jam, and Brother Broderick. I'll just repeat this for the sake of clarity. Okay, we have 1749 Fidget Spinner Drive, Big Bus. It wanted to do Bud again. Oregon? Did I do gun or gone? Oh, I can't see now. Oh, well, he'll get it. 9 ******. And that's okay. Phone number.
Mm-hmm.
What's the phone number that the Joker said in this episode? Or Harley Quinn? She's reading. She's reading the phone book.
555.
Yeah, it was. I don't know.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
80085.
Okay.
Okay. That's boobs. Occupation, podcaster.
Mm-hmm.
ID card, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then send. All right, cool. So I'll catch you guys up on that next time. We got email from Kate Tastic.
God, we stopped that.
That was actually, that one kind of hurt. Good. This is written as if it's a physical letter. So pretend I'm holding I got this letter here.
Oh yeah. Who's that from?
Well, it's from Caitlin McSurname. Mysterious van in the middle of the woods, listener land, AB12XY09.
Wait, is Kate in England?
I guess, maybe. I guess we've discovered this. This is addressed to Mr. and Mr. the Bat-Wagon. Small red wagon on the corner of Big Bus, Oregon. Big Bus, Oregon. 9s beep 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 /9 asterisk 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 691749 Fidget Spinner Drive, Big Bus, Oregon. Yeah, you got it perfect. It got to us. It made it. It says, Dear Jam and Banana, the stone is an English imperial measurement equating to 6.35 kilograms. The stone uses the scale of 14 pounds to a stone, 2 stones to a quarter, 4 quarters to 100 weights, 20 hundredweights to a UK ton. The stone, yes, was in fact named after stones, which various European countries used as measurement before the kilogram was introduced. Such stones included serpentine. Wikipedia claims that it's customarily used in the UK to measure weight, but I doubt that since the GP measured me in kilograms the other week. Thank you, Mr. B, for providing very relaxing music during the plot synopsis, and Mr. J for the soothing vocals. Yours, listenerfully, Kate-tastic. P.S. I'm formally putting in my request to be the first ever audio-only podcast guest who refuses to speak on any Batman Beyond episode of your choosing. I'm not quite sure what that means. You don't want to be on a Batman Beyond episode ever? You refuse to speak, and you're requesting to never be... Okay, so I do have a document called Guest Listeners, so I will add no Batman Beyond whatsoever. Kate-tastic. To clarify, anyone who is listening who would like to be a guest listener on the podcast at some point, so far I've written down that Aussie Dragoon requests Cult of the Cat, Maddie requests Critters, Dylan Pollock requests your fucking anything, and Kate Tastic requests no Batman Beyond whatsoever. So if I've missed you, if you have said in a comment or something, I did go back to the last 3 podcast episode comments and mails and stuff to look for these. But if I missed someone, go ahead and start leaving a comment now. If you're a regular listener and I recognize your name and you're like, hell yeah, I'd love to be a thing. It doesn't necessarily mean we will do it, but we will highly consider bringing you on. So if I've missed you, let me know if you've already claimed something. Anyway, the last email that we got. What?
Wait a minute.
What? You're remembering someone?
Did Tip Apricot request?
Probably. I didn't check the voice messages. But if you're a Tipped Apricot and you've requested something, just tell me, okay? If you're one Tipped Apricot. This voice message is from Keen Machine. Greetings from Keen. Oh, do you know this person?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Greetings
Cameron,
from...
Sorry.
What? What? How do you know them?
Go on.
No, tell me.
From the internet.
Oh, okay.
And Keen Machine happens to do really good impersonations.
Oh.
By the by, and sent me a whole birthday song.
Wow. Okay.
It was. Anyway.
That's cool. Good job.
Yeah.
Hopefully, my audio clip will make it in time for this week's episode. Keep it keen. It did, and here it is.
Greetings, brother Brick and father of one. Keen Machine here. This is my first time leaving a voice message, but I've been a dedicated yopper from the start. I listened to episode 1 and said, pour me an herbal tea and deal me in. I mean, come on, talking for hours about the greatest Batman show ever while sharing it with someone for the first time? There really is more than one way to get someone. Speaking of, who do you think was actually the closest to getting the bat in this episode? Since this is one of the most iconic episodes of BTAS, I just wanted to pop in and say in advance that I'm sure you both had some great insights here, and that if you don't put this on your top 10 lists, I will scream. That's all for now. Keep it keen.
I will keep it keen. Thank you. We did put it on the top 10, so no screams from you, okay?
Amazing.
You can scream all you want. Who do you think has the closest to killing Batman? We probably already kind of came up. Yeah. Yeah, Joker had him strapped to an electricity death machine.
Wait, did I say Joker? I meant Poison Ivy. Because I'm...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because she didn't do anything. We have several other voice messages, so I'm just going to jump right into them, okay?
Yeah.
This is from Dylan Pollock, Thoughts of the Week, Part 1.
Welcome to the Thoughts of the Week from Dylan Pollock on Almost Got Him, or the Batman AA meeting. That's Antagonist Anonymous. Hey there, Simon Garfunkel. Y'all figure out who's who. And the listener. Oh, listener. You're the best listener. Nobody listens like you. You never interrupt.
True.
And you know why?
Dylan's just talking to himself.
I love that this episode shows that Batman thinks so little of Killer Croc. Do you think he's wearing that weird mask and stilt technology Robin used to become Bruce Wayne with Hugo Screen? I also love in the Penguin's Almost Got Him story that Batman stabs an animal with another animal. I know that it was a life or death situation, but Batman was like, fuck this tiny bird. Also, I never noticed that the Joker was planning to talk about his plan, whether the conversation came up or not, based on the fact that he had a TV at his feet ready to show it. And I just want to hear the conversation with Gordon and the police where Batman was like, hey, can I keep that giant penny? Thanks, fellas. That's my 2 cents. No, but I'm not done. You know I'm not done. Because I got to keep going. You know, James wants that question.
Yeah, I sure do. There is a part 2. Yeah, I like... Batman now has like a history of animal cruelty in this show.
Yeah, he really does.
It's no good. Thoughts of the Week 2, Electric Boogaloo, says Dylan Pollock.
Okay, fellas. So before the question, brief story time. I was showing my wife parts of the podcast, the Dylan parts, as we all show our loved ones. Right, And she happened to hear a random person go, and by the way, I'm 18. And I got quite the look. If only she'd been listening for something normal, like Dick's Out for Garth or Kiss Off, You Dumb Cluck. Oh, and again, just to the faithful listeners, because Brian wanted me to engage with you. I want to tell you a promise that on my campaign to seize this podcast, that I shall take the power and give it back to you, the people. Last thing, James' favorite part of the question. What villain who wasn't in Almost Got Him would you like to have seen at the table with the rest? Whether
Sewer
it be
King.
Riddler or Freeze or Ra's al Ghul or Ra's al Ghul. You guys tell me.
Sewer King. Because he only has one story. And then I had crocodiles. Yeah, we know. You fucking suck. We understand. We're aware.
It'd be cool to see Killer Croc at the table.
Yeah, that would be neat. If only Killer Croc had been there. Yeah.
I mean, like the actual, because like he's like obviously like he was accomplished.
Yeah, it's weird how they didn't include him.
Yeah, Clayface maybe, Mr. Freeze maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
Killer Croc.
I'm trying to rack my brain for ones we've had already, and the likes of like Man-Bat, Clayface, Mr. Freeze, they're too like tortured to be in this like zany card game. I think they're too like, if like there's too depressing of episodes or whatever. But,
Mr. Freeze is there just like hanging himself over a whiskey.
Yeah, he's trying to clink it into his mouth, but he just keeps hitting the.
Oh,
some
so
days I wish I'd never been born. Like he's just Joker's
like,
just
can you
making
sit that
fun
into
of
a
him.
cup, please?
They do the like SpongeBob in the tree dome thing where they just put like a tea bag in Mr. Freeze's helmet to soak it up.
Oh God, that's so sad.
We have 2 voice messages as well from Cooney Phoenix. Here they are.
All right.
Hello, it is me. So I'm going to send 2 of these recordings because I think I'm going to go over a minute if I say everything I want to say. And I'm going to say everything I want to say.
Okay.
So 2 things. One, to answer your question, I was drawing a page that I've since posted of like some classy sea creatures. It's for a project I'm working on with a couple friends. And 2, thank you for the plug to my YouTube channel. That means a lot to me. I work on my art, but I also like to work on, covers and singing and music. So thank you. And I would just like to say that Almost Got Him is one of my favorite episodes of the DCAU period. Because, in my opinion, it is both intentionally and unintentionally funny, which is interesting. The soundtrack is really good. I've listened to that score many times. And that one sequence, the Joker's story in the TV studio, is pretty well animated. So I have some thoughts, which I'll send in the next recording.
First of all, yeah, no problem. Go subscribe to Cooney Phoenix. There's a bunch of good art there. Yeah.
And actually, Cooney just released a song like this last week.
Oh, right. Yeah,
and since I'm a good subscriber. I was like, oh, hey. And there was like this really, I didn't actually remember to check who it was from, who the cover song is from, but it was like really well done. So yeah, go check out Cooney Phoenix.
Part two.
If the first part sent properly, then this should be part 2, where I'm going to share my assortment of random specific thoughts. So here goes. He says, "Here, I owe you $1," and then gives what looks like a 25-cent coin to Harvey. Cheapskate Batman. Big Bird House is worse than Aviary of Doom. I love how Batman wasn't having it with the exploding pumpkins. And so he tried to run Poison Ivy over with his car. Or it was unintentional. We never know. I just think that's funny, though. Quotation marks Killer Croc was the funniest thing about this episode, especially the "I threw a rock at him" thing. I have found that really funny since I was 8.
Yes.
And finally, I have 2 questions. Why does Batman have a full body suit of Killer Croc? And where did the Joker get the electric chair? In fact, where does the Joker get anything he uses in this series? Is he a genius? Thanks for your time.
Yeah, there's been kind of like a running fan theory about the Joker in various mediums for a while, that he's just like some sort of like war veteran that has all this knowledge of like creating, like an engineer, like he was an engineer, and that he's just this that he is a genius, and he's got all this access somehow to to equipment that he just invents and puts together for these ridiculous schemes or whatever. Because his backstory is so like nebulous or whatever, that he could have been anybody or whatever. But yeah, I think there's also some comic book character that is like the guy that sells equipment to criminals or whatever, like and does like real estate with them and stuff like that. Like I think it might have even been a Paul Dini creation, but yeah.
I mean, can you imagine that? Like, I want an electric chair that's got a laugh-o-meter on the back
yeah.
of it.
The diameter of the headpiece must be exactly Batman's head size. And
oh, yeah. Wait, whoa.
And the height and everything, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, good stuff. We got one last one. Was there something was there anything that missed? Oh, yeah, there was a second question.
Oh, my brain just shut off. Where does he get?
Oh, Batman having a full body Killer Croc suit.
Oh yeah, we kind of talked about that, like the whole costume designer. Like obviously Bruce has got some money, but like who's? Yeah. I mean, because then you would like, unless it was Batman that went to this costume designer to be like, I need a Killer Croc.
Then it would someone knows Bruce Wayne, yeah.
And then like you have like 200 cops anyway who now
maybe Alfred's really good at
it. I mean, maybe that's some really extreme costume work.
Yeah, it's like prosthetics on his face. He wouldn't even. I guess no. He pulls off a face mask of big Russian guy. So he
does.
It's not like he has like actual like hours of work put into his face. He just has like a rubber mask.
Well, that was same thing with Robin on stilts.
Yeah.
Right. Like
they just have the Mission Impossible technology.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We have one last voice message from Jordan Blumen. Jordan Blumen.
Hello, James and Brother Broderick. This episode is so good! I'm sure you've discussed by now that this episode is regarded by many to be the best episode of Batman the Animated Series, and I can't say I disagree with them. Grey Ghost is my favorite, but this is the best. And yes, those are two different things. Now, another thing you gotta know about me is that I am an uber nerd for soundtrack and score for TV and film, and one of my favorite things about this episode is the heavy use of leitmotif. We get some Poison Ivy theme, we get some Penguin theme, we get some Two-Face theme, and we get to hear the whimsical Joker theme, but rearranged into a late-night talk show, jazzy orchestra arrangement. I love it. I love this episode, and I love Batman, and I love both of you. And never apologize for loving your fandom, and try to stay optimistic. I'll see you next week.
This episode makes everyone very happy.
The audio thing is something that I feel like I'm missing out on, because like I just don't have enough experience to have that stuff in my head.
Even I said a minute ago that like I didn't notice any other character themes, but I also wasn't listening for them. Like I knew the Joker one was coming, so I was like, here it is. Oh, the funny thing. But I'm sure they were there. Poison Ivy's theme.
Thanks for the heads up on that.
Yeah, yeah. Next time I watch it, Poison Ivy's theme is just Ivy. That's all it is. So the fact that there probably are two notes in there somewhere.
Was that Ivy thing the exact same notes as Arnold
Ivy. Thanks for sending voice messages in, everybody, and mail and all that stuff. It's really cool to get so much. And there's a lot of comments on the video also that I'm going to have to kind of sift through. So apologies if I don't read your comments. But I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go to the Podtower YouTube channel, okay?
Where you can leave comments that we will probably read.
Possibly. 50-50. Like Two-Face. This was on the previous episode, I Am the Knight, or Lay Off Batman, It's My Suitcase, I'm Seth Green. I wish that I had called it I Am the Knight or I Believe in God, but we didn't say that in that episode, so you know.
Yeah, it's all good.
MN Drew 1. Good episode, guys. Looking forward to Batman's ultimate disguise next week, where somehow he grows 2 feet taller, well enough to convince the combined genius of the gathered crime lords of Gotham. Oh, and you guys be careful. Rumor has it the Tower gang have enlisted evil Canadian oligarch Ryan Reynolds to stage a hostile takeover of the Watchtower. Good luck.
Sweet.
He's 2 feet taller because he's got those stilts, probably.
Yes.
Cole Papadakis? Oh, it's been too long, Cole. Papadakis. I'm pretty sure. In the comics, there's a fast food themed restaurant in Gotham called Bat Burger. It's pretty much McDonald's, but all the employees have to wear Batman themed costumes, and you can get Bat family toys in your meals. I think I've seen a screenshot of that, yeah. There's also going to be 2 burger joints that'll come up throughout the DCAU. Burger Fool is one of them, and Big Belly Burger is the other. But we haven't gotten to any of those yet, so it really doesn't make you want to eat there, does it?
No.
You want a Big Belly, come to Big Belly Burger. We got it.
What is that? There's a restaurant that just came to the Big Bus area, and it's like fat something?
I don't know. Fat something. Scotty Cameron says Dylan did a good Tip Tapricot impression. It rivals his Kimmy and Batman impressions. Hello Zep begins. This is dun 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 bum 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 bum. Wait, what if Dylan was a sock puppet account run by Tip Tapricot this whole time, and Tip Tapricot was using a ghost face style voice changer to create the Dylan Pollock voice? The plot thickens.
Yeah. Brilliant. I love this stuff.
Ashley Tutchin, this is such a top tier episode. This is on, I'm pretty sure referring to Lay Off Batman, It's My Suitcase, I'm Seth Green. An example of example of BTAS at its finest, in my opinion. How lucky for Brick that next week's episode is another amazing episode. You're going to spoil him if you give him too many good episodes in a row. Speaking of Brick, Jimothy, I need to tell you what he did when you left the room. He made me, the listener, promise not to tell you, but I just need to get it off my chest. As soon as you left, he slid over next to me, rested his hand on my leg, gripped my chin ever so delicately, leaned in close and whispered, "On Leather Wings is my favorite BTAS episode ever. I watch it every night before bed." I was stunned and didn't know how to react.
Secret!
You weren't supposed to. I was stunned and didn't know how to react. I tried to speak, but he just rested a finger against my lips and said, "Shh, it'll be our little secret. Don't tell Jim Jam." Then he just scurried away and acted like nothing had happened. "I'm sorry, I just thought you deserved to know." "Well, I'll be, Brick Broad. What the hell's your problem?"
I just didn't know. It was so early on in the podcast. I thought I hated it, but now I know I was wrong.
Yes.
On Leather Wings is the best episode ever.
Super Luigi 64. What?
Just heard Kimmy from inside her ceramic studio yelling, "Hey, keep it down!" Shut up, fool!
You mean Dylan Pollock?
There.
Super Luigi 64 says one of the best skyward scream moments I can remember is definitely in the original Superman movie when Superman flies off after finding Lois dead. Christopher Reeve absolutely delivers. That is a good one. So I had asked for examples of no screams that are actually not cheesy and stupid.
I don't think I've seen the movie. So
wow. Well, we're not going to be watching it as part of Jump on the Bat-Wagon, so don't worry about it.
Oh,
it means you can watch it anytime. If you want a crash course on Duckman Private Dick, Rebel Taxi has a great video on it. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Looking forward to Almost Got Him, a.k.a. what? Oh, yeah, Rebel Taxi. Looking forward to Almost Got Him, a.k.a. Imagine finding gray spandex in your cat food and not knowing why next week.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That would have been messy.
Charles Motosierra, I threw a rock at him. It was a big rock. Do you think Batman made this up, or is he describing an actual confrontation with Croc? What do you think, Brick?
I mean, both are valid.
I'm sure there will... something tells me there's an episode where we see Killer Croc throwing a rock at Batman, and people have said, oh, it's the Thing. But we'll have to find out. I don't remember. Kate-tastic, whoa, I can't believe this episode was written by that one crazy Hawaiian mechanic guy. What? I don't... what? I don't know.
Wait, who wrote the episode?
I Am the Night. I Am the Night, DCAU. Michael Reeves.
Wait a minute.
Oh, Michael Reeves, like the YouTuber Michael Reeves. I understand now. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Wait a minute,
because he's in.
I only
he's in.
Really know Michael.
Yeah, from the other guy.
Yeah, I basically only know him from William Osmond.
Yes,
but apparently,
yes.
like, I think Michael Reeves has a higher subscriber.
I think so too, but I didn't find out. I only know him as like guy that William Osmond keeps trying to trick into doing shit. So
yeah.
Dear Mr. Pollock, I believe that if one were to punch themselves and be hurt by it, they can be both weak in pain tolerance and strong in strength.
Didn't I say that?
I don't know.
Or maybe I thought it.
There's too much psychology there. Tip Tappercott, I Am the Night was really good when I rewatched it. It wasn't perfect, but felt way better paced than a lot of other early episodes, which was really interesting. I like the balance of loud action cut with quiet moments. Also, I think it's pertinent to say I wasn't doing anything important when Cat Scratch Fever episode came out. I just literally forgot to comment. P.S. I don't think there's any tip to an apricot. Those guys are just round little fuckers. Scotty Cameron. Chris Griffin was in this episode. How did I miss it? In general, this is a good episode for exploring Batman's psyche and his dynamic with Gordon. I still didn't care for the Jazzman as a villain. He looked like a scrawny version of the Spider-Man villain Hammerhead. It was just a plain mobster and was nothing really special. Oh boy, almost got him. That's another episode where more than one of Batman's villains are in the same episode. Could imagine if there was an airdate order mess up and Riddler was at the table. Oh boy, Sewer King and Nostromos belonged at that table. yeah. Like I said, the one time. Yeah,
we should do like a B villains version.
Yeah, they're just one table over, like behind all of the cops, and the cops are just paying zero attention to them. They do not care. It's the Clock King, Nostromos, Sewer King, Vaclav or no, Josiah Wormwood, whatever his name. Yeah,
I could just imagine that, like
Red Claw,
like they're like the one time I almost got him. It was like I saw him across the street and I shouted obscenities at him.
Yeah, that doesn't count, Clock King. But he was there. He almost did it. Scarface Nates. Hey, Brick Boy and Jimmy Boy. Hey. Always fun to hear you guys on a Friday, and we're finally at my all-time favorite BTAS episode. I love everything about it. It's beautiful and amazing. Not to mention fucking hilarious, especially with Killer Croc telling a beautiful story about a rock and throwing it at Batman. Here's my thoughts on the episode. Does this mean Croc comes from Big Rock Bus, Oregon? Batman totally just crushed Harvey's two henchmen. Yep, we said that. I love the fact that Batman considers that the time Croc almost got him was when he threw a rock and not the first time they met. I actually bought the card game associated with this episode and have no regrets. I rate this episode 5 Bat Shock faces out of 5 unamused faces of Batman's Rogues Gallery. I was just thinking also about the talk show. You never see like animated audience members. They're just like black like blobs in the background.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's just like a budget thing or whatever, time kind of deal. But
yeah,
like it almost makes it hard. It almost is like, wait, are there people in the audience that he's making laugh, or is the laugh track like something he produced and there's not actually people in the audience?
I assume there's actually people there, because otherwise he wouldn't waste his time on gas on like
I guess so, with his genius. MJ Barrett, I'm so excited that you're watching Almost Got Him next week. It's one of my favorites, so much that I bought the responding board game, corresponding, I'm sure. And although Killer Croc wasn't one of the villains I was looking forward to seeing, the simple is better attitude he has in order to almost get Batman made me appreciate his character more. And then it's Batman. Wency209, when I saw the thumbnail for I Am the Night, I knew it was the episode where Batman rage quits, and also the episode where Batman said it may be the Joker, or Two-Face, or some punk that gets lucky line. Anyways, funny video as always, and remember, I am the tiger. I believe in God. I am pee-pee-poo-poo. Also, if I have the time, I may be doing a video compilation of every moment in BTAS that Batman's origin story is shown or talked about in the show. A little gift just for Brother Brian. Do you think it a fun idea? Go for it. We'll watch it after the whole show.
That's it. You can, yeah, I guess, yeah.
We can't watch it till a long time from now. Lano Lacola, whenever it's a Sunrise episode, you should really have a button that plays the opening brass to the Cowboy Bebop's theme. I should have a... Yep. How was a character named Jazzman not featured in the comic miniseries about Batman Jazz? I don't know.
Now I just want to hear that. The song's called Tank. Let's play it.
It is, yeah. I'll just cue it up on YouTube or something for the next time that this happens.
Sick.
I'll try to remember. Dylan Pollock, whoever that is. Tip Tappercott, you've made an enemy today, a small, petty enemy with no ability to exact any vengeance. Shakes fist. And also, you are wrong, listener. Guests are an obligation and will henceforth be known as Dylan guests. And they will be pick a Dylan Pollock each week to be a guest. The plan's coming together. Damn it, James. I will come on for any and every episode. Also, hi, Jordan. I'll come on any podcast where I clearly love to hear myself. Also, I think also is my catchphrase now. Insert laugh track guest audience. When I punch myself, it hurts because I'm weak as fuck. I also subscribe to Cooney Phoenix. Good job. Batgirl fangirl. Yay, we're at Almost Got Him. Killer Croc really should write the synopsis as he really knows how to tell a great story. Beautiful animation, great Paul Dini pen story, brilliant voice acting, probably the greatest episode of BTAS. I hope you enjoyed it, Brian. Great episode, James, Brian, Dylan, and listener. 5 stars and 5 poison-beaked hummingbirds. Aussie Dragoon says, oh boy, it's time for the episode that was based on that classic Batman card game. What a weird thing to build an episode around. But it's also great to get more of Croc's backstory, knowing that he hails from adjacent Big Rock, Oregon. Yes, you are the first person technically to make this joke.
I like that the listeners really rolling into this too. They're like, yeah, we get it. We know what's going on.
Big Rock. I think the thing about Almost Got Him that sticks with me outside of the general premise is Ivy's costume. I was always confused by it. Was this supposed to be a Halloween version of her costume? If so, what was she supposed to be? Black suit, bare legs, Poison Ivy? Seems derivative, and I'm not sure many people would get the idea behind it. Or was it a coloring mistake for that scene where her legs are just colored flesh tone? See how this unexplained basic change can lead me down this path? We can't yop in a world full of chaos, Dylan, Brock, and Third Guy. And I mean the sidecar thing was clearly designating you as Maddie's sidekick. Learn your motorcycle lore. I know what a sidecar is. I just didn't understand how I was in Maddie's side. You know what I'm saying? No offense, Maddie.
Well,
I shouldn't be when nobody's
Paramore.
in it. No, oh yeah. I have entire Paramore in my sidecar. Nobody's in anybody's sidecar. Okay, lay off. Dylan Pollock says you guys still haven't gotten my fan letter I sent to Big Bus, and Aussie Dragoon says firstest. Okay,
nice.
Thank you.
Okay.
If you would like to leave us a comment
Reach out
next
to
time,
us.
we'll do it. No, we got one more thing before we get to the end of the episode, Brother Broderick.
Oh,
and that is
what
revealing
is that?
the name of the next episode, okay? And then you try to
Oh my
guess what it's
God.
going to be about. All right.
But that's spoilers.
No, it's called
Sometimes.
Moon of the Wolf.
Oh, Wolfman.
Okay. Thanks for listening, everybody. This has been Jump on the Bat-Wagon. If you'd like to reach out to us.
End it just on Wolfman. End of episode.
Okay. If you want to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of the Cat in the Claw Part 2, please email us at podcast@watchtowerdatabase.com. You can also send in a voice message there as an attachment or at anchor.fm/Batwagon. There's a little message button, okay? You do it, send us a message.
Send it away.
New episodes of this podcast are released every Friday on the Podtower YouTube channel, as well as bracket feeds, close bracket. That's the episode.
We're sending you podcasts in HTML now.
Yep. :/feeds.html. That's it.
Man, wow.
Why are you
we
still
sure
here?
know how to make a podcast happen.
We sure do. We know how to make a podcast. You hit the record button, and you hit it again when we're done.
Yeah.
And it turns off. Just like this.
Thanks for coming after me.
I owed you.
Well, I'd like to think our relationship isn't just restricted to saving each other from freaks and weirdos, and that maybe we'd have a place for each other without Gotham, without the freaks, maybe without masks.
Maybe.
Almost got him.